Feel free to start. Yeah, I thought we did a lot of good things. I thought we passed the ball extremely well. I thought we were more patient on offense than we have been. Um, we didn't take as many quick outside shots. The first, I think three or four possessions of the game, we scored in the block. We got some layups, and then all of a sudden we took three straight threes, and I was like, guys, this isn't. It's not the way this works. We're going inside out, and then when we did those things, then all of a sudden we started to get some outside shots because the ball was going in out, easier looks at the basket because they did have to worry about our post play. But overall, I saw some improvement, and then there's definitely some areas that we still have to work on, especially on the defensive end of the floor on just switching screens and how to hard hedge a ball screen, and we like to not do the same thing the entire game. So we're going to try to mix things up, and that's one of the areas that, with as many new players as we have, you're teaching things each year over and over.
Coach, as your previous press conference, you had talked about just divvying up the minutes, and obviously, a night to night, you see your team kind of have a balanced attack. What does that mean to you that your players are getting the time, and what does that look for you as you're going up against larger opponents, more difficult opponents coming forward? What is that going to look like divvying that up?
Well, it's what I see every day in practice. So what you show me every day in practice and what you show me in the games is going to determine what type of playing time you will get, and then who we play. There are some matchups that aren't good for some players, so it's how it's going to go. I mean, O only played 13 minutes tonight. It's because it's all she needed to play, and I'm fortunate because O's a great kid and understands it. I looked at her and said, "Oh," she's like, "Coach, I'm good." And I appreciate that because that's not always the way it is with players. Some players just think, I should keep playing. I need to be on the floor, and they're a pain in the ass. You know, I mean, they are sometimes, but oh no, I mean, she was great. I'll tell you, the one that always sticks out, and I use her as an example all the time, is Asia Durr. I mean, Asia was as good of a teammate as you could have asked for. I mean, there are games that, back when in 18, 17, 18, when we had those teams that were, top five in the country the entire season, that we're up 20 going into the fourth quarter, and I look at her and she's like, "Coach, I'm good. Don't, I'm fine." And that it makes my life easier because then it gives me an opportunity to put others in the game who I want to give them a chance to show me what can you do. So I really appreciated that from her. Because on Sunday, what she played 31 minutes, I think, against DePaul. So she knows that in the games that we need her, she's going to have to be out there. But like I told her today, I said, now tomorrow, I need you to get in with our strength coach Rand and get some extra, some conditioning in, because she didn't get what she would normally get in a game. So those are the areas I've got to make sure when she doesn't play her 28, 30 minutes a game that she's still getting her conditioning in so it doesn't drop off.
Coach, just following up on Olivia, did she have anything wrong? She was taken out a couple minutes into the game. I think she collided with someone else.
No, she's okay? I mean, I've told her all the time. I mean, she's from Columbus, Georgia. They're soft down there. If she was from Fort Thomas, it wouldn't have phased her one bit. No, she hit knees, and then it's just that quick little pain you get, and then she was fine, and she went out there and played well too. She made some really nice strong post moves, finished around the basket. I thought she passed the ball well, so yeah, O was great. She could have played 28 minutes if she needed to.
Coach, what was it like seeing Monique Reed over on the other bench tonight?
It was great to see Mo. I'm excited for her. She had such a wonderful career for us here. The only player in our history to have played in two Final Fours. Had a remarkable pro career playing all over the world. And now she's getting an opportunity to come back and coach in her hometown. And, I think she's got a wealth of knowledge that she can share with those players. And, it's as she knows, it's coaching's a challenge. You're trying to get the best out of each kid and trying to figure out what motivates them. But it was great. It was great to see her.
The season's only 3 games old, but you had them during the summer. When do you start to get a real feel for like a team's identity and who you think this team is and what's it's gonna hang its hat on, things like that?
We're going to have a big stretch here in about the next 3 weeks that I think I'll be able to get more of an idea of, okay, who's going to be able to play? Am I going to really be able to go 9 or 10 deep? Or is it going to be a 7-player rotation? Somebody gets in foul trouble, then all of a sudden it becomes 8 or 9. But we've got some ball games that are coming up here in a hurry. It's Bucknell on Sunday, then Alabama, a Liberty, Gonzaga, at Ole Miss, Kentucky at home. It's going to be quick, and I think we'll find out a lot. But again, it's not going to define who we are. But I think it's going to give us an idea of what we really need to work on and what we're going to be good at.
It's just kind of going off of that Nyla mentioned, obviously kind of getting ready for those games as well. But how do you, I guess, have those kind of in the back of your mind but still focus on the opponent that you have that night?
Well, we always focus on the opponent at hand because it's what I've talked to our kids about. Every game's an opportunity for us to compete against ourselves as well. Tonight we ended up with 13 turnovers. 3 of them, I believe, were offensive charges. So there are areas that we can work on and improve from that end. And it's been fun because we've been fortunate to have some recruits on campus whose parents, whose dads played in the NBA and were very successful players. And it's neat when you get the opportunity to talk with them just about the game. And it's like what separates the great from the good is the great. They do the basic things right every single time. They don't cheat anything. If they're supposed to sprint the wing, they sprint the wing. If it's a left-right, a pivot on a shot, it's left-right. Like, they don't shortcut anything. And that's what we've talked to our players about. Like, I don't care who we're playing, what the score is. Are you disciplined enough to continue to do it right? Or are you going to shortcut it because, you know what, I can probably get this steal even if I'm in bad positioning. Well, the problem is, our next game, all of a sudden you play someone where the talent might be better, they're a better team, and when you do that same thing, it turns into a layup for them. So those are the areas. It doesn't matter who you play. We're able to go break down film and go, okay, were we in good weak side help? Did we reverse the ball? Did we make the right pass? Did we sprint in transition? Those are things that we look at no matter who we're playing.
Elif came in this evening and with the double-double, of course, has just come in and really become kind of like the blue-collar worker for you all out there, almost the Sam Furion type mentality. Just thoughts on her?
No, I'm really impressed with her. She understands the game. You can tell she's played a lot of international basketball with some really talented players. She doesn't really get sped up. She's very patient. Even that trip she had where she brought the ball up the floor, she's surveying the floor like, okay, where's my next pass going to go? And it's not a panic thing. And then, the one thing she hasn't done yet, and she does in practice, she shoots the ball really well from 15 to 18 foot and actually shoots a 3 well, but just has not made one yet in a game. But when she shoots it, I'm not upset because I see her make them in practice. And to me, that's what it's all about. As long as you've proven to me you can make shots in practice, then you've got the green light to shoot them in a game.
You've played Bellarmine since they made the switch, and maybe before, and I think have said you'll keep on playing. What does this do maybe for basketball in the city? That just to have them come into Division I. I know these are rough games for them now, but where does this go eventually?
Well, I think it's great. I think anytime you get the opportunity to play a crosstown rival, a game, we should, and we're going to. I've talked with Chancellor about it. She knows I'm willing to play every year, and as we did last year, I'm okay going there too. If she wants to, we want to do a home and home, But I do know that, you have schools, and they're probably one of them that are trying to go out and play guarantee games. They do want to get a paycheck. They do want, because they're trying to offset a budget. So sometimes it's like, if you can get 10,000 more going up the road to play somebody, we might not be the one they play every single year. But, that's where we tried hard last year when we went to Freedom Hall for them, is to draw, excuse me, guys, is to draw a large attendance. So then they're able to make even more off of the gate instead of a guarantee. So we're going to continue to be willing to work with them because I appreciate a chancellor I consider a friend. And, tonight we did a really good job defensively of making it hard for them to score. Because when I watched their game against UCLA, sure, it was a lopsided if you looked at the final score, but they shot the three extremely well. They pushed the ball and did some really good things. So there were a lot of things that we were concerned about tonight. Of like, we've got to make sure you guard the three. And if you watched them warm up at all, they shot the ball really well in warm ups as well. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much.